Xbox claims its next console will be the largest technical leap you will ever seen. Crazy to think of, Scott. I don't know where they can take it next, but Chris Scullion over at VGC had this to say, speaking during a podcast on the future of the Xbox business. Xbox president Sarah Bond made reference to the next generation of Xbox hardware, and claimed it would be, quote, the largest technical leap you will have ever seen in a hardware generation, end quote. Before the podcast was published, some fans were expressing concern on social media that reports of Xbox plans to bring some of its games to PlayStation and Nintendo consoles may have been a sign that it was exiting the hardware business. Bond's comments, however, appear to have designed to allay those fears. Quote, there's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday, end quote. She said, and, quote, and we're also invested in the next generation roadmap. Interesting to see where that's going, Scott. And what we're really focused on there is delivering the largest technical leap you will have ever seen in a hardware generation. What makes it better for players and better for creators and the visions that they're building. End quote. Bond explained that the hardware is still a core part of the Xbox development process because the Xbox game studios teams can help define the specs of the next Xbox hardware, enabling them to build their games around it. Quote, our developers can build the specs of our hardware, and we invest to make sure when they do that, the games are going to run great on our hardware, end quote, she said. Quote, but they're also going to be able to be accessed across any screen because of all of the other investments we make. So we're giving them an easy way to access as many players as possible, end quote. As part of the statement for the future of the Xbox business, an article on the Xbox blog states that the Xbox consoles, quote, will continue to provide a flagship experience for players, end quote. It also notes that Game Pass will continue to be only available on Xbox platforms, essentially shooting down suggestions that it may come to PlayStation or Nintendo systems in the future. Scott, next generation hardware, something coming this holiday season. Here's the thought. Okay, you ready? Dude, can we get an Xbox handheld device? Let's do it, right? We got the PlayStation Portal. I'm having a good time with my Portal. I have the Logitech G Cloud, which is a way for me to tap into my Xbox, but I can also tap into my PC. But if I had a dedicated handheld device that allows me to tap into my Xbox, I'm down. However, saying that, I don't think that's the case. What I think is we're getting that Project Keystone, the digital only thing for Xbox. I think that's coming. That's just my idea.
I think you're right about that but will that actually count as an Xbox console? Does that satisfy the quote here? Will continue to provide a flagship experience for players. Does that include the Keystone? I would say it does, but it's interesting. I think the most important bit in this is that Game Pass will only be available on Xbox. Beyond that, I think this is a lot of PR speak. The idea of this will be the biggest revolution ever. Nintendo said that back on the Nintendo Revolution, and they were potentially more correct by saying that. But as somebody who's seen it go from Super Nintendo to N64 to GameCube, it's a little hard for me to kind of swallow this message here.
I'm like, where could they take it? This would be the most hardcore experience we're gonna get, more or less, is what she's saying. Paraphrasing, obviously, but it's one of those. Really? We don't need 8K. We don't need 16K. Like whatever you want to give us as far as visuals go, we're already blown away with what we have. If you want to jump it up to 8K, that's great, but nobody's got a TV to run it. So, like, where else do you take us, right? What other experiences do we get a step? We get a step in console hardware for the controller, right? I think the controller is going to get a big overhaul next generation for Xbox. They're looking at what Sony's doing and going, hey, man, the haptic feedback. That's a cool thing.
Yes.
The touchpad in the middle, that's a cool feature. I use it all the time. Speaker on the dude, that is cool. I love playing MLB The Show on PlayStation and then getting the chatter come through that speaker that's so cool. Dude, it is awesome. It really is awesome, right? So what has Xbox really done with their controller lately? Nothing. We have Rumble and we have the Elite controller. The Elite controller is an incredible controller. I use it almost on a daily basis, right? But at the same time, what's
not
the
very
next
well
step?
Manufactured from what I see online and my own anecdote.
Yeah.
But that's just one thing they can smooth out. They can benefit all the time to increase. But I think you're right, actually. I think you're getting into the handheld hardware,
Yeah.
because I think that would satisfy this PR speak. That'll be the biggest jump. You're going to have to make that outperform the Steam Deck. But
Yeah.
if we get an actual console strength device handheld, I think that would be the jump that is mentioned.
It's going to be
Keystone
interesting.
may satisfy that. But again, we're getting into the cloud-based stuff. It's really too dependent on everybody's local internet.
Well, with the rise of the Switch, the Portal, the Vita come and gone, right? But the Steam Deck taken over as well. You think Xbox just wants a piece of that pie? Just maybe even a little bit? Dude, I'd be down. I'm always interested, right? I love the new shiny. Let's see what they have to show us. But yeah, the largest technical leap you will have ever seen in hardware generation. What does that mean?